Christian business owners, entrepreneurs, or professionals, you've always had a desire for giving and sowing into different kingdom ministries. Always willing to give 50 bucks here, 100 bucks there, 500 bucks. But if you're being honest with yourself, you'd like to be able to consistently sow 1,000, 5,000, 10 grand or more to different ministries, impact players in the kingdom. And you're not complaining. You may even feel very blessed with what you have, but you sense there's more, a higher calling, a deeper drawing. But right now, between work and home life, your time is just swallowed. And eventually, it just starts to push out every other area of your life, your walk with the Lord, your relationship with your spouse, your kids, and you want to find a path out of that. Well, look, when I first started in business close to 20 years ago, 25 years ago, all I wanted was freedom. Freedom to command my own time, to make my own decisions, and to focus on my mind, what I wanted to focus on based on what I believed God was wanting me to focus on. And most of all, I knew in my heart that God was calling me to give more to his kingdom. He had been for quite some time. But it was frustrating because I couldn't see how to get from where I was to where I wanted to be, where I believed he wanted me to be. And since then, I've started 10 different businesses. The first few were disasters. Oh my gosh, they were such disasters. The next few were 6 figures, and the last few have all been 7 figures. And thank goodness that the one skill that I brought to the table was stubbornness and the refusal to give up. I just wouldn't quit, period. And it was intensely uncomfortable, hard on my marriage. I mean, it was insane. But we went through that. We went through the valley and of the shadow of death, and we're good to go. Okay. And you see these knuckleheads flashing these shiny objects, their cars and all that materialistic crap. And I don't say this to impress you, but just to reinforce you that creating wealth is a worthwhile pursuit. Because when you have wealth, you can do much more than buy new cars, watches, and houses. Now, don't get me wrong. Having that stuff is fun for the first 15 minutes, but the excitement wears off, and it becomes more about giving. In kingdom building, it is truly more blessed to give than to receive. Truly. But when you can only give 50 here or 100 there, and there are dozens more charities and ministries that you wish you could give into, but you don't have enough, your giver is limited. It gets constrained. It's bottlenecked. It's frustrating. It's cut off. So at the end of the day, it comes down to building wealth, because if you're a giver, if you have the heart to be a giver, guess what? By default, you need to have the heart to be a receiver. To give big, you have to receive big. You have to become a pipeline. So at the end of the day, it comes down to building wealth, and not just income from some side hustle, okay? We need kingdom building level of wealth. And there's a lot of ways to do that. However, here's my warning. If you're aligned with God's principles, then you know the price is going to be work. Faith without works is dead, right? So what's the alternative? Simple. When you're not aligned with godly principles and you create that kind of income, then it's not kingdom building, is it? In that case, you're aligned with something else and on a pursuit of wealth, which is much less fulfilling. The path will still take worth, but I promise the price will be much greater. But I can attest that when you commit to our Father's work and tune into his channel for guidance and use his principles, which is primarily simply deliver excellent value to the marketplace, right? Solve problems, do good, go about doing good like Jesus did, then you can harvest, because God has a purpose for you to fulfill, period. And only you can fulfill it. He's not going to tease you with things and then not allow you to fulfill them, right? He'll put those things in your heart, but you got to step out into the uncomfortable. You got to step out into faith, baby. You got to go through the labor pains, baby, to birth that vision, to birth that child. You got to pursue them, right? God requires passion, okay? And in absence of passion, read in Revelations, man. You're lukewarm. I'm just going to puke you out, right? Passion, enthusiasm. That's what it's about, okay? And he gave you a purpose to fulfill. And frankly, if you did fail, then you'd be calling him a liar. Oh, Paul, that hurts. Sorry, it's the truth, okay? Because either his word works, his principles work, or he's a stinking liar, okay? And I just believe, I know they work, and I know he's not a liar, but you got to walk that out yourself, okay? God has no grandkids. You got to develop your own faith with him yourself. And you got to prove it out, and you got to walk it out, and you got to become bulletproof, and you got to know that no one can shake your tree, okay? And I've seen it proven, in my life and hundreds of other lives. Now, since I got started 25 years ago, I've analyzed over 150 different business models, and I'm confident that I find the one the one that rules them all. Now, if you got millions and millions of dollars, there's other options, but for the normal dude, blue collar upbringing like myself, this one is the one, okay? It will not work for those who worship money as their God. So if that's you, just click off this ad, go do something else. This isn't for you. But if you're good, faith-based Christian looking to sow more into the kingdom, start your next business, okay? And listen, even if it's just to escape the 60-hour week rat race so you can spend some time with your spouse and kids once in a while, start your own business, okay? On the next page, I put together the 3 keys that I've learned from decades of experience, along with some step-by-step demonstrations for how this business model works. There's no opt-in required. I don't want your email. I want your impact in the kingdom. So check it out. It might be interesting for a Christian who feels a deeper calling on their heart for some time. We'll give you a few more seconds. Click the link below to check out the Christian Entrepreneur Manifesto now. Thanks and have a blessed day.